All right, let's dive in. Today, we're getting into the real engine room of the world's largest democracy, local self-governance in India. We're going to look at how power is structured, how it's funded, and how it's actually used right at the grassroots level. So, how does it all really work? It all boils down to this one massive question. When you think of India, you think of these huge, mind-boggling numbers. But how does democracy actually function on the ground, in the villages and towns where most people live? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
To really get the system we have today, we have to rewind the clock. We need to go back to the very beginning, to an idea that was planted in the Constitution long before it actually had the full force of law.
And our journey starts right here, with Article 40. Now, this was part of something called the Directive Principles of State Policy. Think of it less as a strict rule and more like a guiding star or a blueprint for the future. It urged states to set up village councils, but it didn't have any real legal teeth. It was this beautiful dream of local power, just waiting for its moment to become real.
And that moment, that massive revolutionary turning point, it came in 1992. This is the year when that constitutional dream was finally forged into a solid, undeniable reality. So in 1992, two absolutely landmark amendments were passed, right? Back to back, the 73rd and the 74th. And together, these two completely transformed local governance. It went from being just a suggestion in Article 40 to a mandatory, fully structured part of India's democracy. A huge shift.
What the government did was pretty smart, actually. They created two parallel tracks. The 73rd Amendment, that was all about rural areas. It set up the Panchayati Raj System and gave it a list of 29 specific jobs to do. At the exact same time, the 74th Amendment did the same thing for urban areas, creating municipalities with their own list of 18 functions. Just like that, you had a complete nationwide framework.
Okay, so the legal framework is locked in. But what does this structure of power actually look like when you get down to the village and district level?
It's a three-tier system. Right at the very top, you've got the Zila Parishad. This is the big one, the apex body at the district level. It's in charge of the overall planning and coordinating for the entire district.
Then, sitting in the middle, you have the Panchayat Samiti. This is the crucial link, right at the block level. It basically connects the big picture plans from the district level Zila Parishad with the real needs and actions of the villages down below.
And finally, we get to the most fundamental unit of all, the Gram Panchayat. This is the executive body for a village, or sometimes a group of villages, and it handles the day-to-day work of getting plans and programs done. But wait, this isn't even the true foundation of the whole system.
No, the real soul of the system is this, the Gram Sabha. And this is probably the most direct form of democracy you can possibly imagine. See, it's not some elected committee. The Gram Sabha is made up of every single registered voter in the village. It's a permanent body, it can't be dissolved. So if you are a registered voter in a village, guess what? You are a member of the Gram Sabha. This is where the power ultimately comes from.
Okay, so we've got the structure down, but a structure is just a skeleton, right? How does the Constitution make sure this system is inclusive, financially stable, and actually, functional?
First up, fairness. The Constitution mandates, it's not optional, that at least 1/3 of all seats have to be reserved for women. Seats are also reserved for scheduled castes and tribes based on their population, making sure historically marginalized communities have a voice. And this isn't a static thing either. Many states are pushing this even further. For instance, Haryana is on track to implement a 50% reservation for women. That's real progress.
Second, funding. Because let's be honest, power without money is pretty meaningless. So, the Constitution has this brilliant mechanism built right in. It requires every state governor to set up a finance commission every 5 years, and its only job is to figure out how to share the state's tax money with the local bodies, to make sure they actually have the funds to get things done.
And we are talking about serious money. For the 5-year period from 2026 to 2031, the Central Finance Commission has recommended a grant of over 4.35 lakh crore rupees. To put that in perspective, that's roughly $52 billion US. That's a massive financial empowerment of local governance right there.
But here's the clever part. How is this money actually given out? Well, it's not just a blank check. 80% of it comes as basic grants for all the essential stuff, but the other 20%, that is tied directly to performance. This creates this incredible incentive for local bodies to get better at governance, to manage their finances well, and to actually deliver services if they want to earn that extra cash. Which brings us right into the here and now. How is this decades-old system adapting to the digital age? How is it becoming even more effective and transparent?
Well, the answer, of course, is technology. Today, you've got these digital platforms like Gram Swaraj and Panchayat Nirnay that are completely changing the game. They allow for transparent, real-time tracking of everything from planning and budgeting to spending. Literally every single rupee can be accounted for, all the way from the state treasury down to a specific village project, and any citizen can see it.
So let's wrap this up. We've got a constitutionally guaranteed structure, we have massive financial backing, and now we have powerful digital tools to ensure transparency. The power at the local level is more real and more accountable than it has ever been. Which leaves us with just one final, crucial question. And this question isn't about the system anymore, it's about you. Are you using your power by participating in your Gram Sabha?